the fish you know is a lie. It's called the Siamese Fighting Fish, but the fight isn't just with rivals, it's with everything. Its beautiful fins, targets. Its home, a toxic ditch where most fish suffocate. Its father, a killer who will eat his own children. This is the Betta splendens, a gorgeous warrior built to thrive where life itself is a weapon. The stunning colors you admire are a direct result of a savage, relentless war. Before this video ends, you will learn the dark biological secret that allows this fish to breathe air and why that superpower is the most dangerous thing about its life. The struggle begins right now. The story begins in a tiny, fragile raft of bubbles. The father Betta, majestic and tireless, builds this nest with his own saliva. He guards it like a fortress, scooping up every single fry that falls and spitting it back into the safety of the foam. He doesn't eat. He doesn't rest. He is a protector driven by pure evolutionary rage. But his protection lasts exactly 4 days. On day 5, the switch flips. The offspring are now seen as rivals, competitors for resources and a much-needed meal. The protective parent becomes the immediate threat. The tiny fry scatter in a moment of chaotic, terrifying independence. Their lives instantly become a game of evasion, dodging not only the father, but the lurking dragonfly larvae and giant water bugs that view them as a snack. How can they survive this environmental anarchy? They have a secret weapon. The rice paddy water is often too hot and too shallow. It holds almost no oxygen. It's a suffocation zone for almost any other fish. The Betta survives through a stunning adaptation, the Labyrinth Organ. It's not a gill, it's a fully functional lung. This allows the Betta to rise to the surface and gulp atmospheric air. It bypasses the toxic water below entirely. This organ is the reason the Betta can survive in small, stagnant puddles. It's the ultimate evolutionary loophole. But it demands a terrifying price. Every few minutes, the Betta must surface. It must expose itself to the heron, the frog, or the snake. This forced vulnerability in its search for air is why the Betta must become intensely territorial. If you claim a prime patch of territory, one with good hiding spots and a clear surface path, you can minimize the risk. But to hold that spot, you must be the toughest fish in the pond. The territorial instinct kicks in as the Betta reaches adulthood, fueled by a shocking, beautiful change. The fish explodes with color, a violent metamorphosis that turns its dull scales into shimmering armor. This beauty is not for show. It is the uniform of war. When two males meet, they don't immediately attack. They start with the stare. They flare their gills, expand their fins, and intensify their colors. This high-stakes bluff is the world's most aggressive display of ego. It's meant to scare the opponent into retreating without a fight. When the bluff fails, the duel begins. It is a chaotic, snapping war dance. The goal isn't necessarily to kill, but to cause so much physical damage and exhaustion that the opponent flees and never returns. The Betta's long, flowing fins, the very things humans breed for, become liabilities. They are torn, shredded, and bitten until the fish retreats. Every tear on its fins is a battle scar, a testament to its survival. The beautiful Betta is constantly being eroded by the environment that created it. And then there is this betta, the ultimate irony. After surviving an environment where every breath is a risk and every shadow is a predator, the betta is captured and sold to live in what is essentially a glorified shot glass. The fish that evolved its own lung to survive stagnant, low-oxygen water is now often kept in a tiny cup specifically because of its ability to survive those conditions. It is a biological superpower being exploited for convenience. The warrior fish, designed for territorial combat, now lives in a mansion of glass and plastic plants, sometimes even with a bubbler, a luxury it doesn't need. Its greatest enemy is now its own reflection, leading to a strange existence of fake fights and endless shadow boxing. This isn't survival, it's retirement. The captive betta is an animal of magnificent contradictions, a fierce jungle warrior whose primary job in its new life is to look pretty and occasionally scare a vacuum cleaner. The only remaining primal urge is the constant need to build that bubble nest, a frantic, unnecessary act of fatherhood in a perfectly sterile tank. It's an instinct that refuses to die. But even in this artificial paradise, the clock is ticking. The primal urge to reproduce, even when isolated, remains. The wild betta is driven to the intense, dangerous courtship. When a female enters the territory, the male must convince her that his bubble nest is the safest place for their offspring. The courtship is brutal, a relentless chase ending in the nuptial clasp, where he aggressively squeezes the eggs out of her. The female leaves immediately after mating, driven away by the male's residual aggression. He is left alone to guard the next generation. This constant stress, the non-stop patrols, the repeated injuries, the desperate gasps for air, rapidly ages the betta. The final years are defined by the cost of the crown. The vibrant colors fade. The fins become perpetually tattered, filled with scar tissue. The legendary warrior, once capable of ferocious leaps, now barely musters the energy to reach the surface for a breath. The territory is lost, not in a great battle, but in a final, quiet surrender. The betta settles into the most undesirable, shallow margin, a place only its labyrinth organ can sustain it. The old warrior closes its eyes, having completed its purpose: survival against all odds. The wild betta is not a paradise fish. It is a brilliant, brutal masterpiece of adaptation. Every jewel tone, every aggressive flare is a direct reflection of the savage environment it calls home. If this epic of survival changed how you see this beautiful fish, please smash the subscribe button. Which animal, whose life is much harsher than it looks, should we explore next? Tell us in the comments below.